The world is watching the Vatican once again. Whispers are growing louder, questions are rising higher. Who will lead the Catholic Church into its next chapter? Who will take the seat once held by St. Peter, the first Pope, and guide over 1 billion Catholics across the world? It's not just a religious question, it's a global one. And in this search, a quiet name begins to echo with growing strength: Cardinal Pierbattista Pizzaballa. You may not recognize the name right away. You may even stumble trying to pronounce it. But within the halls of the Church, and among those who understand the deep currents of Vatican life, his name carries weight. It's not about noise, it's about presence, it's not about ambition, it's about integrity. And that's what makes him not just a possible choice, but possibly the right one. Here are 10 powerful reasons why Cardinal Pizzaballa could become the next Pope, and why that might be exactly what the Church needs right now. Reason 10. A proven track record in Church financial leadership. In today's world, money and morality can clash more than ever. The Church must not only be holy, it must be honest. It must not only preach about truth, but manage its resources truthfully. That's where Pizzaballa shines. When he took over the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem, he inherited more than just a title. He inherited a financial crisis, a staggering debt of over 100 million. That kind of debt would cripple most organizations. But Cardinal Pizzaballa didn't run. He didn't cover it up. He acted. With courage and clarity, he made bold moves. He sold unused properties to generate needed funds. He brought in world-class financial experts. He formed a professional board to increase transparency. And he reached out for help locally and globally. In just a few years, he reduced that $100 million debt to $20 million. That's not just accounting. That's leadership. That's what the Vatican needs today. A shepherd who can protect the Church's spiritual mission while managing its vast resources with responsibility and wisdom. Reason 9. An Italian in a global church. For over 1,000 years, the papacy was an Italian tradition. That changed with Pope John Paul II from Poland, followed by Pope Benedict XVI from Germany and Pope Francis from Argentina. Each non-Italian pope reminded the world that the Church is universal. But now some say it's time to return to tradition, and yet not blindly. Pizzaballa is Italian, but not in the way Vatican insiders usually are. He didn't grow up in the Roman bureaucracy. He didn't climb the ladder of politics. Instead, he spent much of his ministry in Jerusalem, working closely with Muslims, Jews, and Christians alike. He lived the tension, the dialogue, the struggle of faith on the front lines, not behind Vatican walls. He offers both roots and reach. Tradition and transformation. He's familiar yet fresh. To many cardinals, that makes him a reassuring but bold choice. Reason 8. A Franciscan spirit of humility and simplicity. One of the most beautiful aspects of Pope Francis's papacy has been his humility, his closeness to the poor, his simple touch. People saw a man who cared, who listened, who walked with them. Cardinal Pizzaballa walks in that same spirit, but brings something more. As a Franciscan, his life has long been shaped by simplicity, humility, and sacrifice. His robes are plain. His motto, "My grace is sufficient for you," comes not just from the Bible, but from the center of his life. He doesn't lead by flashing charisma. He leads by showing up, by being present, by listening first. And yet, he also brings a theological steadiness. Some have felt Pope Francis was too flexible, others too firm. Pizzaballa might be the balance, a man rooted in pastoral love, but clear in doctrine. Someone who can speak to the heart without losing sight of the truth. Reason 7. Youth and long-term vision. At 60 years old, Cardinal Pizzaballa is in the perfect zone. Old enough to bring experience, young enough to bring energy. He's just 5 years older than Pope John Paul II was when he began a papacy that lasted nearly 27 years. Why does age matter? Because the Church needs more than a caretaker. It needs a visionary, someone who can think not just about the next few years, but the next few decades. The Pope must lead the Church through spiritual storms, cultural revolutions, and geopolitical shifts. It's exhausting. It takes strength of body, mind, and soul. Pizzaballa has already proven he can handle complex, stressful environments. His age would allow him to stay, to build, and to reform patiently over time. The cardinals voting will know that, and they may see in him someone who can guide the church well into the future. Reason 6. Independence from the Roman Curia. Sometimes the best leaders come from the outside, and in many ways Cardinal Pizzaballa is an outsider, not in nationality, but in experience. He hasn't spent years maneuvering through Vatican politics. He hasn't built his career on backroom deals or ceremonial handshakes. Instead, he has served the church in Jerusalem, in one of the most sacred, sensitive, and spiritually charged places on earth. There, leadership isn't about position, it's about presence. It's about being with people in the tension of conflict and the beauty of faith. This distance from Vatican power circles is important. It means he's not tied to old rivalries. He's not locked in factional loyalties. He could bring a fresh, free voice into the papacy, someone who leads not from politics but from mission. And symbolically, his link to Jerusalem matters deeply. That's where Jesus walked, where the church was born. To have a pope formed in that soil, that would send a powerful message of spiritual grounding and historical continuity. Reason 5. Deep experience in interfaith dialogue. In today's fractured world, religion can heal or it can divide. The next pope must be a bridge builder, someone who can speak with Muslims, Jews, Protestants, Orthodox, and others, not from theory, but from life. Pizzaballa has lived this for decades. In Israel and Palestine, he worked daily among Jews, Muslims, and Christians, often in situations filled with tension and trauma. As part of the custody of the Holy Land, he was not just a religious leader. He was a diplomat, a peacekeeper, a symbol of calm in chaos. He knows how to speak with honor, how to defend truth without hostility, how to listen without compromise. In a church that wants to remain firm in faith but open to the world, that's a precious gift. Reason 4. Strong personal integrity and quiet strength. You won't see Cardinal Pizzaballa seeking headlines. You won't find scandals attached to his name. What you will find is trust, earned not by charm, but by consistency. He's not loud, he's not flashy. But those who know him speak of a deep inner strength. He shows up, he leads through storms, he listens before speaking. In a church often wounded by division, abuse scandals, and media frenzy, that kind of moral clarity matters. Many cardinals won't just vote for a candidate, they'll vote for a conscience. Someone they trust to carry the spiritual weight of the church with honor and humility. Pizzaballa might be that man. Reason 3. A voice for the persecuted church. While much of the world focuses on the West, Cardinal Pizzaballa's heart has long been with the Christians of the Middle East, a community often forgotten, yet deeply faithful. He has stood with them through war, persecution, and exile. He has advocated for them internationally, bringing their cries before global leaders. As Pope, he would not forget the suffering church. He would shine a light on those who risk their lives for the gospel. He would make sure their stories are told and their needs are met. His voice could reawaken the global church's awareness of persecution and unity in Christ. Reason 2. A unique combination of tradition and renewal. Pizzaballa is not a radical, but he's not stuck in the past either. He respects church teaching, he values tradition, but he also understands the world is changing fast, and the church must respond not by compromising truth, but by presenting it with love. He represents a bridge between old and new, between clarity and compassion. That's what many Catholics are praying for. A pope who can reunite a divided church, a pope who doesn't swing to extremes, but walks the gospel path with wisdom and strength. Reason 1. God may be writing a new story in silence. The most powerful moves of God are often quiet.